Hello, everybody. My name is Sean Giordino, and I work in the housing office here at MMC. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some freshman housing options on Modesto Medic campus. And after I speak, we're going to have Christy, who is our manager of Bayview Student Living at the North Campus. She'll speak to you about housing at the North Campus. There is a Q&A option, so you can chat any questions you may have during our presentations. We'll try to answer them during the presentation, but I want you to know that after we are done, we are going to have a student panel of students from both campuses that will be here to answer your questions. Christy and I will be around for the student panel to answer any contract related questions. Questions that students may not be the best to answer. Our hope is to have everyone leave here with a better understanding of what it means to live on campus. And I want to begin by showing you a video that we made about living on MMC campus.
With a student body of almost 60,000, Florida International University is among the top 10 largest universities in the nation. Hi, and welcome to Housing and Residential Life at FIU. My name is Megan.
I'm Lewis.
And I'm Anna. And we are so excited to show you around because when you live FIU, you have countless opportunities to learn and live your best college life.
Forget FOMO. Living on campus means never missing out. You'll have access to everything happening around you, from high-profile lectures, music fests, and much more. Plus, you'll be within walking distance from the library, computer labs, and other campus facilities.
At FIU, freshmen live exclusively in 3 buildings. Panther Hall features a spacious lobby and a 24-hour help desk. Lakeview has community kitchens and lounges, great for having guests. Parkview offers incredible views and hangout areas, including the Sky Lounge overlooking the football stadium.
And if you think the halls are impressive, wait until you get a sneak peek at the rooms. Students can choose from a shared 2-bedroom suite or a private room in a 4-bedroom suite. They both come fully furnished with a bed, nightstand, desk, and added security. Plus, all suites have private bathrooms.
But the rooms are just the beginning.
When it comes to amenities, FIU has everything you could possibly ever want or need, such as unlimited Wi-Fi access, 57 study lounges, and laundry rooms. Just make sure not to mix your colors with your whites. There are even community kitchens available to student residents in Lakeview and Panther Hall.
But if cooking isn't your thing, don't worry. You definitely won't starve here. FIU offers a multitude of dining options, including the 8th Street Grill, meal plans, and over 30 popular favorites.
Thank you. I love desserts. Freshly baked cookies from Market at Bruceway will satisfy your sweet tooth. Just make sure you get enough for your friends.
Which brings me to one of my personal favorite reasons for living on campus. When you live FIU, you meet people from over 130 countries and 50 states, like Philippines,
Trinidad, Argentina,
Canada, Haiti,
New York,
Colombia,
Jamaica, Palestine,
Pennsylvania,
Puerto Rico, Uruguay.
At FIU, your security is our #1 priority. Each resident is given a personal key to access their unit. You'll need to use your Shiny Panther 1 card to enter the residential hall, as well as other common areas. There's also 24/7 indoor and outdoor surveillance coverage throughout all the buildings, including residence lobbies and halls. Also, we have our very own FIU police security around the clock. And with resident assistants housed on every floor, you'll never be alone. Our aides are trained to handle any situation at any time. And they even have their emergency contact info posted on every door. Everyone knows transitioning into college can be a little tricky. Our team of resident assistants, residential life coordinators, and assistant directors are here for you. But if you need additional support, after all, college can make you feel like an alien. Counseling and Psychological Services has several programs available to help you manage anxiety and ensure you're on top of your game when it comes to mental health and well-being. At FIU, we've always got your back.
We're all one Panther family, creating incredible memories together. Here, you can catch a competitive game of volleyball with your new friends, or even jump into a quick game of basketball at the Wellness and Recreation Center.
Welcome to the Wellness and Recreation Center, boasting a 100,000 square foot state-of-the-art gym The Wellness and Recreation Center offers an indoor running track, fitness studios, racquetball courts, cycling studio, and over 200 brand new exercise machines and equipment. Whoa, I'm getting tired just thinking about it.
You know, I think I know exactly what you mean.
Now this is what I call relaxing. Whether it's hanging out by the pool or meeting up at a study house, taking part in campus events, there's always something fun to do on campus. That's it for us. We hope you enjoyed our tour of FIU's housing and residential life.
For more information, visit us at housing.fiu.edu.
Thanks for watching. Hope to see you around. Until next time, pause up.
Okay, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. Now I want to talk a little bit more about what some of the things that were mentioned in there. Now, during the video, before I begin with my presentation, a very important question was asked, and I want to answer it live for everyone. I was asked about managing social distancing in the halls. What are we doing and how many people per room? So for this current semester, we are just above 50% occupancy. I believe it's about 53% occupancy, somewhere around there. So our halls are only about half full. With that said, the video mentioned community kitchens in some buildings. The community kitchens were closed at the time of move-in, and they've only recently been open the last 2 weeks when the infection rates in Miami have been below 5%. Not just that they hit that once, but when they had to sustain that for about 2 weeks for us to open some areas. The lounges around FIU housing have all been closed in the halls to help promote social distancing to prevent large gatherings. This is all the things we are doing now for this current year. What will be happening for when these students begin next year fall, that has yet to be determined, but it will be dependent on what data is out there and what CDCU guidelines are at the time, just to let you know. So I can't let you know what the living, what accommodations we'll be making a year from now. And you know, we're all hoping that everything goes back to normal, but I just want to address that live for everyone. Okay. Now, to go back to my presentation, a lot of time people ask, why should I live on campus? And we like to remind everyone that when you live on campus, it's much easier to be involved. Students who live on campus are very highly involved in all over, including student government, a lot of different sports clubs, Greek life, and studies show students who are involved are more likely to graduate. Affordability, I'll talk more about the specific prices for the housing in a little bit, but when you live on campus, the bill is put on the student's account. It's one bill, not monthly bills, and there are no additional fees for electricity, water, internet, cable. It's inclusive of everything. And financially, it can be used to cover it after tuition and fees are paid for in full. Convenience to resources. From the video, you saw that there's so much nearby. The rec center that they mentioned is right next to Panther Hall, one of our buildings. There's also study labs all over campus. You have access to advisors, professors' office hours. Even if you only have classes on Monday, Wednesdays, and your professor has office hours on Tuesdays or Thursdays, it's easy to make it there when you live on campus. And become more dependent. What I always tell students and parents is students that live on campus get to become independent with a safety net. And what that means is students are responsible for themselves. However, there's certain things on campus that helps with gaps that they may have. An example, if a student's neighbor is ever being too loud and it's a weeknight, they have a test the next morning, the students can call the front desk area. The front desk of every building is open 24/7, and they'll send staff up to talk to the individuals who are being loud. With not just that, but in our freshman halls, we always do programming the first few weeks of the semester, how to do laundry, how to do certain basic life skills that students may have taken for granted that parents always help them with when they were at home. And we tell students they can meet their new best friend, because there's over 3,300 students that live on campus. Your best friend could be your new neighbor or your new roommate. And activities. There's so many social clubs, so many educational activities that happen not just in the halls, but around campus. When students live here, they're close to everything so they can make the most of their college experience. The video mentioned 2 buildings where freshmen live, Panther Hall and Lakeview North. We're going to go talk a little bit about these buildings and what comes with them. Panther Hall, every room in there is the same. There's 2 bedrooms, 2 people in each room for a total of 4 people that share the unit. There is no kitchens in Panther Hall in the bedroom. That's why there's community kitchens on the second, third, and fourth floor open for everyone. And when you live in one of the freshman halls, a meal plan is required because there is no kitchen. The meal plan requirement is for all freshmen entering FIU, but after your freshman year, there is no longer that requirement. Oh, and the cost of Panther Hall is $2,650 per person per semester. The semester runs roughly about 4 months, so you're paying $2,650 for your room and all utilities. Like I said, water, internet, electricity, Wi-Fi, cable, that's all included. No additional fees. The other option for freshmen is Lakeview. Lakeview has an option that is 4 bedrooms, 1 person in each room for a total of 4 people that share the unit. And it also has a 2-bedroom shared unit similar to Panther Hall. The 2-bedroom unit is the same price as Panther Hall, $2,650. And the 4-bedroom unit is $3,350. Now, I will say all prices I'm letting you know right now are for this current school year. If the prices will change, we don't know yet, and we'll know before it's time to apply, and freshmen can start applying for next year housing on December 1st. And once again, there's no kitchen either of these units, so they do have meal plans included. One thing that makes FIU unique among colleges is we have no community showers in any of our halls. And so in the individual rooms, there's always a bathroom for the 4 students to share. And the 4-bedroom is $3,350 per person per semester. Now, there's a third building option for freshmen to live at. If a freshman is admitted to the Honors College, they can live at Parkview Hall. Parkview is our newest building on campus. I like to refer to it as a shiny new toy everyone wants to play with. A few years ago, it was designated to be our Honors Hall to reward our high achieving students. One big difference between Parkview and the other freshman options is Parkview does have a kitchen in it. However, the meal plans are still required. Like I said, the meal plan requirement is attached to being a freshman, not the building. So after your freshman year, you'll no longer need one. With that said, Parkview also has full-size beds. The other freshman options have twin-size beds. And Parkview has 2 bathrooms for 4 people rather than 1 bathroom for 4 people. So it's 2 people per bathroom in Parkview. Now that I talked to you about what our room types are and how much they cost, let's talk about what matters more to parents than students, how to pay for housing. The payment due dates are the same as tuition every semester, and payments can be made online on your MyFIU account. If a student or parent pays with a credit card, there's an extra 2% service fee. However, if you pay with e-checks, there are no fees. I mentioned earlier, financial aid can be used to cover the cost of housing, but that is after tuition and fees are paid in full. And we do have installment plans for housing. If you start in the summer, the installment plans will break it up into 2 payments because summer is only 6 weeks long. However, if you are here for the fall semester or fall or spring, it is 4 payments that will break it up into for you. And I mentioned the meal plans. These are the rates of the meal plans for this current year. So on top of paying, like let's say you're in Panther Hall, that you're paying the $2,650 for the room. For the semester, if you pick the 9 meal a week plan, that's $1,224. So you'll be paying roughly about $3,800 a semester. What the meal plans each come with is a number of meals at the all-you-can-eat cafeteria. The 9-week one means 9 meals a week at the cafeteria. Then besides that, they get $300 dining dollars on their 1 card, and the dining dollars can be used at any of the restaurants on campus. There are a lot of restaurants on campus, about 30 of them, so there's plenty of options. And when you have a meal plan, you get a 10% discount whenever you use your dining dollars around campus. Some students opt to get more than the 9 meals, some get the 14 meals, some get an unlimited meal plans. Oftentimes, parents ask me which is the best meal plan. And I always tell parents it depends on the student. A lot of our international students who don't have cars tend to get the unlimited plans because we're always here. However, our students whose parents maybe live in the area like an hour or 2 drive away, if you're going to go home a lot for the weekend, you may not need the unlimited plan. So that's why those are things I tell students to keep in mind. And if students want to apply for housing, I mentioned already that applications will open up on December 1st. That's when you can start applying for either early fall, which is a session that begins in June, or fall, the session that begins in August. When you apply for early fall housing, you get housing for the summer semester, the fall semester, and the spring semester. So it's an academic year-long contract. When you apply for housing for fall, you get it for fall and spring. If you apply for early fall, the priority deadline for that is April 1st. People often ask, what do you mean by priority deadline? We mean that you can apply on April 2nd and still get housing, but the reason we say April 1st is that's the date to apply and be guaranteed housing and be able to participate in roommate selection. Roommate selection is a website that it's a website called My College Roommate. You're sent a link, login information, and you see every freshman that has applied for housing that you can meet with them. Our students call it it's like Tinder for finding a roommate. You answer questionnaires, you get to chat with them, and you get to create your new best friends. You get to meet them. The deadline to do that for fall is May 1st. Apply by May 1st to be able to participate in roommate selection. If you apply after that, not that we fill up for housing on May 1st, but you won't be able to participate in roommate selection, so you'll be placed in any space that is available. And those are all my questions for now. I mean, not my questions, sorry, that's all my presentation for now. I'm gonna let Christy speak about Bayview. And remember, after Christy's presentation, we are gonna have a student panel. And I see some people who typed some questions while I was presenting. So I'll try and get to those if I didn't get to them in my presentation. Have a good day, everyone.
Hello, hi everyone. So my name is Christy Zapata. I'm the community manager at Bayview Student Living. We're the on-campus housing for FIU's beautiful Bayview, Biscayne Bay campus. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about our building. So our building is actually on the bay, so that's why they call us the beautiful Biscayne Bay campus. This view that you see here is going to be our bay view, and on the outside of the L of the building is our campus view. So we're an academically focused environment. We provide housing for about 410 residents. We range from freshmen to graduate students. So pretty much everyone who attends FIU could stay at Bayview if you would like to. As I said, the view that you see here is the view of the pool and the bay. So when you're looking online, this would be the bay view. It faces Oleta State Park and also Haulover Beach. Our campus side is going to face the campus and also our nature reserve. So we're on kind of a reserved area, and there's a walking trail that leads you on the outside here. So we offer individual leases. I know one of the questions earlier was, how are we planning to socially distance? At our property, we don't have any shared bedrooms, so everybody has their own bedroom. We have 4-bedroom, 2-bath units. We have 2-bedroom, 2-bath units and studios, and I'll show you those units shortly. So when you lease at Bayview, since it's individual, if you, let's say you come with someone or you don't have anybody and you're using this as your experience to meet new people, your lease is completely independent. So if they move out, it has no bearing on you and vice versa. As I said, we have private rooms. All of them are private bedrooms. Some of them are shared bathrooms, and the 4-bedroom, 2-bath is where you would share the bathroom with one other person. We offer all-inclusive, no cap on the utility package. So that's going to cover your water, your cable, your internet and Wi-Fi, your electric, anything like that. That's not an extra added expense. That is all included within what you pay for when you're living at Bayview. We also have a laundry facility downstairs that's about $1.25 to $1.50 a load, depending on how big your washing and your drying is going to be at that time and which washer or dryer you choose. So this is a look at our studio, and all of the prices that we have here for the semester prices are going to be for this current year's pricing. Next year, the pricing might increase slightly, or it might stay the same. But if you are looking at coming in during the spring, this would be the pricing that you would be looking at. And we have two different types of leases. One of the leases that we have is called our full, and then we have an academic. So the academic is going to be the fall and spring semester, and the full is going to be your fall, spring, and summer semester. So the leases for the total contract that you would be living here are pretty much the same. I think they differ by about $6 between the total contract. So it's basically you're locking in for staying here for that whole year, and whether you are dragging out the payments to include the summer, or you're just going to be paying for that fall and spring semester. So if you go online and you see that the prices for the academic per semester are a little bit more, that's just because you're only paying for that fall and spring rather than paying for fall, spring, and summer, kind of prorating it into the summer term. I see that someone had asked a question about our beds. So we don't have extra long twin. It's actually full-size memory foam mattresses that you'll get in the unit. I'll go through some of the furniture in a later slide, but here you'll see our 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit, and you'll see that the bathrooms are inside the actual bedroom. So the only space that you would share the bathroom would be in this 4-bedroom, 2-bath. You would share with one person on your side, and then you would share the common area with the other 3 people that you're living with. They're fully furnished apartments, so you're going to be getting your bed, your desk, your chair, some drawers, some cubbies. There's a bunch of USB plugs as well as regular plugs for you to put everything in. In the previous picture, and I'm going to show you in another picture, there's the closets don't have doors, and that's so that you can customize it to however you want. So if you want to go to IKEA and you want to get some storage bins to add more drawers, let's say, or whatever you'd like to do with it, there's a little bit of area so that you can customize it instead of having to have something that you close over it. And I'll go to the next. So as I was saying, I don't know if you can see just in the back, that's how the closet is. It's open for the for all of the 2-bedroom, for the studio, and for the 4-bedroom, 2-bath units. So they're all inclusive, and it gets posted on your MyFIU account. So we would post per semester on your MyFIU, and then if you have financial aid, scholarships, Florida prepaid, anything like that, that will go towards paying for your tuition and fees first. And if you have anything that trickles over, even if it's like 32 cents, that will automatically be applied to your housing charge. And it's an easy payment. You literally just go onto your MyFIU to go ahead and pay per semester. If you do need to do any payment plans with us for whatever remaining balance you have, that's done in-house with Bayview instead of doing it on your portal. That would be the only difference. So the furniture package, this is what the common area furniture looks like. In the 4-bedroom, 2-bath, you would get 4 of these bar stools. In the 2-bedroom, 2-bath, you get 2 bar stools, as well as in the studios, there's a little bar eating area. Then you'll have a couch. In the 4-bedroom, 2-bath, it has this little chaise lounger at the end. In the 2-bedroom, 2-bath, the couch is a little bit smaller just to accommodate for the 2 people that are in there. So it's more of like a love seat couch. And then you have your coffee table and your TV stand. We do suggest, if you are going to bring your TVs, not to put it on the wall. So if you're going to put anything up, to use 3M strips, if you want to decorate, you can definitely customize it to however you'd like, but to avoid putting any holes in the walls, because you would have to repair that towards the end. All of the kitchens have range stovetops. So in the 4-bedroom and in the 2-bedroom, it's a 4-range stovetop. In the studio, it's a 2-range. There's granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, a dishwasher, a full-size refrigerator and a freezer, and there's a convection oven. So our units, since we range from freshmen to graduate students, they decided when they built Bayview that we weren't going to have any ovens inside the units. You can have a small like toaster oven if you'd like to cook, but all of the units only have that 4-range stovetop and they have that convection microwave. There is one kitchen that has an oven on site, and that is in our club room. Currently, we have it closed just due to COVID restrictions. However, as we start rephasing into the repopulation, for the school and opening up some of our spaces again, it will be on a sign out, sign in and sign out. So you would be able to come down, reserve your time to use the kitchen, and then we would give you access. You would use it for your time limit. Typically we give about 2 hours, and then you would have to just make sure that you clean it after and, sign back out. So here is a little bit about our community. So we have a club room for students to be able to utilize, and all of the spaces once you live at Bayview and during our time where everything is, back open and available for our students. And again, we're in that rephasing population, phase of repopulating the spaces, So we have lounges that line, going up and down. We're a 9-story high rise. So we have 8 lounges for our small studies, our large studies. We have a sky lounge, which I'll show you in a moment, the club room, and some of the other amenities. If you have your key fob, which everyone who lives on site has their key fob, they'll be able to get access to all of those spaces. We have an on-site laundry facility, as I stated previously, and I'll go through some of the other spaces as well. So one of the new things that we've added, which has been super great, it's actually one of my favorites. We've always had our mailboxes for the students to be able to get their mail on site. And now we have what's called a parcel pending machine. So they get the app. If they have like Amazon, it works kind of like an Amazon package locker. So if Amazon, FedEx, whoever it is delivers a package to them, they will get a notification and they can go on and kind of put their own profile if they want to get text messages and emails, whatever it may be. They can go onto the app. They just click on open box when they start walking towards the box. The box opens, they pull out their package, and they can just close it. So it's pretty smooth, easy, and contactless to be able to just pull your package out of the locker. It's one of my favorite new features that we've added. Then, as I stated, we have our study lounges and study spaces, and we have our computer lab. So the computer lab has 2 PCs, 2 Macs, and free printing in the computer lab. As of right now, we have it as a reserved, we have a link that the students can go to reserve their time. It's on like a 2-hour time limit to be able to use it if they want to print or if they want to take a test, whatever it may be, they can utilize those spaces at this time. And we have our gym. So our gym is typically open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Again, right now we're in that repopulation phase. The Wellness and Rec Center on campus, which is just literally like a walk across the parking lot, they have their hours for you to be able to utilize. And if you have classes at different times, or if you work at, let's say you work at sometimes that the Wellness and Rec is open, then you can definitely come downstairs and utilize the gym. Our Sky Lounge, or some people like to call it the Wow Room, has a gorgeous view. It's has a rounded window area, and during our normal times when we can go into the lounge, our students are able to watch Netflix in there if they want. I've seen sometimes they've done like slumber parties in there and had just like a movie night. Some of our Instagrammers and our YouTubers will use it with their ring light to video some of their little clips and shows. So we utilize it also in conjunction with resident programming and with some of the different campus life organizations that will come, and they use that room, they use the club room and different spaces. So there's usually always something going on within the building. And here is our pool. So the pool has 2 grills downstairs that they can use to grill out. And a lot of times during the summer, students you'll see them with their plates of like kebabs and whatnot, and they go and grill. Some people utilize it to study because we have the gazebo down there, and there's Wi-Fi in the area, so they can do their coursework down there as well. And here is a look at our campus. So as you can see, we are on the bay, literally directly on the bay, our little pool and our building. So to the right of our building is the marine science area. Right across from our building, there's a parking lot, and then you'll see where there's AC1 and AC2, so Academic Classroom 1, Academic Classroom 2. That's where most of the classes are. To the right of Academic Classroom 1 is the Wolf University Center, there's the library, and the hospitality management. So everything's pretty much compact and a quick walk away. Usually if I have to get across campus and I have a meeting, let's say, or if someone has a class, they'll leave with like maybe 2 minutes to spare. So it's pretty convenient if you just want to get up and go. There's also a map that you see here with the little red dots. So on my in a few slides, I'll explain that little map that we have. So we have dining on campus, and they've done a lot to revamp our dining here on our campus. And we're hoping that in the spring, we'll be able to go full force with some of the dining options that we have. There's, from local brands like Chick-fil-A that we will have in the spring. There's Rory's Bay Cafe. That's where they do a rotating menu and they can do grab and go items. There's also a little kiosk that allows them to do some market items. There's a Starbucks that's being renovated currently, and that will open up with all the new renovations. So we're excited for that in the spring. Vicky's Cafe is going to be open in the spring as well, and we're very excited to be able to drink a little Galala over there. Just some other dining options that they will have available for our students. So if you choose to do a meal plan, and when you live at Bayview, you're not required to do the meal plan, but if you choose to do the meal plan, it's a great way to hold the power to dine at your fingertips. When you're traveling around campus, you can also use that meal plan if you're taking classes at MMC and you use the free shuttle to transfer back and forth between campus. And if you have a class and you're like, oh, I'm really hungry over here, you can use your dining dollars at both campuses. So that gives you a little bit of flexibility. And if you decide that you would like a dining package, you would just go to dineoncampus.com/FIU. And the accessibility. So the great thing I think I like about our campus is we do have the ability to not use our cars to get across from the BBC campus to the MMC campus. You can use the shuttle, and the shuttle's free to all students to go back and forth between the campuses. It has Wi-Fi on it, so if you are doing your last minute little touches to an exam, not an exam, hopefully you're not taking it on the bus, but you could, if you're doing your last minute touches to a presentation or whatever it may be, or if you just want to sleep instead of being, the driver in traffic, you can definitely do that on the shuttle. There's also a North Miami Express bus. It's called the NOMI Express, and there's a trolley, and that will take you to those little red dots that were on the previous slide. Those dots are the different grocery areas. So there's Publix on that route, there's a Target, there's like Wendy's, Burger King, a bunch of different places that you would want to just be able to either pick up food, groceries, or any quick shopping that you would need. And then here is a picture of the outside of the building, so you can kind of see what the campus view side of the building would be. In that previous picture that we saw, that's kind of the view. So any view that you have, I think, at the building is a really nice, serene, pretty view. So in order to get more information, you could always email us at info@bayviewfiu.com. You can apply directly on the website, which is bayviewfiu.com, or you can go under your MyFIU. There's a housing tile, and when you click on, I think it's student tools and then the housing tile, and you'll be able to see the option for the Biscayne Bay campus. So any majors, specifically, that you can do any majors to live here, but specifically if you were like hospitality, if you are anything within the Carta School, marine science, some of the others that have their classes primarily at BBC, this is the suggested housing for you. So I also have a quick little video, and the video is just a few clips of some of the students who live here on site. So this is not staged, it is actual rooms of some of our students, just so you can kind of see what the 4-bedroom, the 2-bedroom, and the studio look like. If you bear with me just one moment, and I will share the video. Okay. righty. Well, thank you so much. And I apologize about the gray box that was covering for a portion of it. I was trying to answer some of the questions simultaneously. So I'll go back to Sean.
All right, so I know during our presentations, everyone was asking questions through the chat function, which we did appreciate. But as I said, after we were done, we are going to give you the opportunity to ask our student panel some questions. So you can ask any question you may have, and the students are here to answer them. And go for it. Okay, so who wants to answer the first question? It's about parking on campus.
I can take it. Hi, everyone. My name is Caitlin. I'm currently a senior at FIU. And yeah, so parking for every student, there is a parking permit that you get once you pay your tuition that is open to almost all of the garages. The only one that it isn't open to is the Parkview Hall parking garage, which is located near to Parkview and Panther Hall. That's the only one that's extra.
I'll answer for BBC. My name is Lejaya. I'm the resident director here at Bayview. As far as parking on our campus, same thing. You do your tuition and everything, and you register your vehicle through Parking and Transportation, which I believe is parking.fiu.edu. We have our own lot for our Bayview residents, which normally isn't that full because not all of our residents have cars, but in the case that it is full, you can park on campus with regular student parking.
So someone asked a question that I actually want to answer. Not that our students aren't very knowledgeable, but this is something that they don't deal with directly. The question is, what happens if someone catches COVID that lives on campus? So what we did for this year when we were doing, during the summer, we had to shift where students were living, and our university apartments is a grouping of 10 two-story apartments, like small two-story apartment buildings each. We left 2 of them open, and we're using those areas as current isolation and quarantine areas. In case anyone is ever diagnosed with COVID, they'll be moved out of their building and they'll be placed there for the time being, and their roommates will be moved there too. They'll be given numbers for on-campus University Health and Wellness Center. They'll be helped with getting tested. They'll be helped with anything that may be needed, and they will not be allowed back into their regular rooms until not only do they test negative, but they need to have 2 negative tests within 48 hours of each other. So they get one, they have to wait like 2 days, get tested a second time, and they both need to be negative for them to be allowed back into their rooms. Like I said, even with the people who don't test positive, but if they live with someone who did, they'll be placed into quarantine as well, and they will have to test negative twice for them to be able to go back into our halls.
And the same thing at Bayview. We relocate our residents over so that they can isolate in the buildings that Sean was discussing. If you don't have transportation, Parking Transportation works with us to be able to transport you over to the other campus.
Yeah. And just to let you know, because FIU is a large research institution, we have a lot of ties to community. There is a drive-through testing site on campus that, as Chrissy said, that both campuses work together. Even though they're at North Campus, we're at South. If someone tests positive there, we have the space to house them here. And Parking Transportation will not only help students get from one campus to the other, they can also help a student go through drive-through testing if the student does not have a car. So all of those things are things that are done if someone catches COVID on campus. The next question is, what's your favorite part of living on campus? Good,
I'll take that one.
good change of direction.
Hi, my name is Shanice Wells. I am a hospitality student here at the BBC campus. Speaking as a resident, not as an RA, I love living here because it gives me my own independency. Because I can have my own bathroom, my own bedroom. I currently live with my friend, and we share a kitchen and we go shopping. And I love cooking instead of like having a meal plan. No shame on getting a meal plan, but I love it here. Also, I saw someone ask that is it necessary to have your car on campus? It all depends on you. If you want to get a job while you're down here, like say for instance in the hospitality program, you have to have 300 to 500 hours in the industry. It's best if you have your car, so you can just like search the area and get a job and work in the area. There's a lot of hotels in the area. There's a lot of restaurants in the area. So yeah, my favorite part about living on campus is how close I am to my building, the hospitality building. It's like 5 minutes away.
Anyone else want to share their favorite? Oh, Sela?
Hi, my name is Sela, and I'm a third-year biochemistry student here at the MMC campus. And something I've always enjoyed is that when you live on campus, like Sean mentioned, there's so many events and activities going on that like you can just have no plans for the day, go outside, go get something to eat, and like along the way you'll see like a lot of clubs advertising themselves, a lot of them doing different events that are most of the time they're free. Like you just walk up with your Panther ID and they'll help you or offer you like anything like that.
I can add on to it. One of my favorite parts of living on campus is just like kind of having friends and people that I can hang out with kind of close by. I'm the type of person that loves like studying in groups and just getting together. So even during the pandemic, we're able to meet safely and be socially distant with masks and everything. So you can still get some of that social interaction.
To piggyback off of this same question and then answer another question that was in the chat. The other question is, what are some advantages of living on campus versus living at home? So I'm gonna do both, kind of. I don't live that far from FIU. I live about 45 minutes away, so I definitely could have lived at home and commuted. But my favorite thing about living on campus is the freedom it gives you. Oftentimes when you're at home, you're with your family, like you're kind of still piggybacking off of that comfortability. So I like the fact that I live on campus. It's forcing me to be an adult and have those adult moments, but at the same time, you're still living on campus. So it's not like super adulthood, it's like pre-adulthood. So you still have the opportunity, you still have people cooking food for you on campus, you still have people watching over you, but you have that freedom to get away and really experience what's eventually going to be your life. So I like that, even though you're still close, and you're still close to home. You can go home and get a little meal, go home, get your mom to do your laundry. You're still close, so it's fine.
Anyone else want to give some of the advantages to living on campus versus home if you're from Miami? Well, I'll give one because I actually did go to FIU as a student. I lived on campus, which is why my office sends me to a lot of these, because I lived in the halls I'm talking about. And my family lived only about half hour away. And I'll tell you that even though it was only half hour away, if I had to do morning traffic, the drive could be 45 to an hour. Miami is notorious for bad traffic. And like any major institution, any college with a big population, parking is an issue. You'll always find parking, but the reality is you may have to drive around in circles to find parking when you're a commuter student. So living on campus saved me about an hour to an hour and a half every morning for morning classes. And it's just made the college more convenient to go through. Yeah, I know parking is not as bad as at the North Campus, but at the MMC campus, living on campus does help you a lot with that.
Can I add one thing for living on campus also?
Yeah.
So as the managers, we live on site as well. And one of my favorite things about living on this campus is we can walk outside and you can literally just stand and look at the water and walk around if you do the whole circle, it ends up being, they do 5Ks usually back here. So you can walk for a few miles just around this trail here. And you can stop at different little areas where there's little beach cutouts. It's just really, really nice. Like if you're stressed and you're, you know, I have studied too while being here in certain little things that I've, you know, little classes and everything, even though I'm the manager, and just to kind of get a break from it all. It's been really nice to be able to just get outside and, you know, feel the wind and look at the water. It's definitely adds a nice aspect to have that balance between go, go, go and being stressed and just having some serene kind of quiet, peaceful times for yourself. There's also a question I saw about how far apart are the North and South Campus from each other. So the shuttle is contracted to not go over 45 minutes between campuses. Since we live in Miami, going from here to the mall, which is usually, it could be 5 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, it could be an hour sometimes, just depending on how much traffic there is. So the shuttle is contracted to be no more than 45 minutes from one campus to the other campus. The benefit about the shuttle is that you don't have to search for parking once you get to campus. You don't have to be stressed about driving and like weaving through traffic and everything. You can literally kind of use that extra little time to sleep that you normally maybe would have been using to drive to campus or find, you know, a parking spot. Would any of my team, because I know you guys specifically, Lejay, I know has used that shuttle. That was her life. So if
Yeah,
you,
the shuttle was
don't
definitely
mind.
my life. I don't have a car. I had classes at MMC because I was a psych major. It's really convenient. You either go on there, you take a nap, or you go on there and you do an assignment that's due by the time you get to class. Either way, it works for you. It's pretty relaxing. It takes away that extra stress because you're not driving, you're not worried about it. You'll get there when you get there, just sit in the shuttle, take a nice breather before you have to get to class. So I always enjoy the shuttle. And it runs from like 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. So no matter what time of day you are trying to go over there, you have the opportunity.
And I see Caitlin wanted to answer the next question of, will there be club sports in 2021 fall?
So yeah, I picked to answer this one just because I'm relatively involved with 2 club sports. So as of right now, what they are starting to do is they're now letting us like submit procedures so that we can have safe practices. And once we're approved, we can come back on campus to practice. So if all goes well and infection rates stay low and we don't have any major spikes within Miami and surrounding areas, we should be given the okay to come back in full force by fall of 21.
Someone also asked, in the MMC campus, how distant are lecture rooms? So the campus isn't huge. You can walk across it from one side to the other, I think in like 15 minutes or so. As far as how far lecture rooms are, it depends what building to what building. Some of them might be right next to your residence hall. Some of them might be like 2-3 buildings over. But it's never too far a walk. I've been asked by parents if I think it's necessary for students to have a bike to class. I know why some students do prefer that. I don't think it's necessary because it's not that far. I don't know if students can give a different perspective of like running from your dorm room to class.
In my 3 years here, I've definitely had some like waking up late, oversleeping moments. So it usually doesn't take me more than 15 minutes to get from the housing quad to across campus, say like PG5, no more than 15 minutes. So you should be fine if you wake up a little late, but not too much.
I saw the question about having classes at MMC. but choosing to live at BBC. All of my classes, and I'm a grad student now, but in undergrad, most of my classes were at the MMC campus, and I lived at BBC. So the way I did it is just when I scheduled my classes, I tried to have them all on the same days. So that way I'm not going every single day, and I just took the shuttle. And then I saw another shuttle question, what time. The first shuttle is at, I believe, 6 a.m. It's either 6 a.m. or 6:30, and they run every 30 minutes all day. The last shuttle is at 11 p.m., but there isn't a shuttle at 10:30 p.m. So there's like an hour break between 10 and 11, but the last shuttle is at 11 p.m.
You're muted, Sean.
Sorry, I forgot I muted. Thanks, Christy. We're running low on time. We're near the end of our session. So I want to let Christy answer the one about hurricane and our procedures, because I know that's very important to a lot of people, and you're right on the bay.
Yes. So hurricanes are a thing in South Florida. It's a real thing. And we live in a flood A zone, which means we are the first to flood. Our building is strong. We have impact rated windows. Like it is ready to withstand things. It withstood Hurricane Irma. So we could take it on. But if the school and the county decides to evacuate, and again, we're in the first zone to evacuate, if they decide to evacuate, we evacuate our students to a shelter at MMC, and that's where we would stay. We do suggest that everyone put together a plan should we have a hurricane, because thankfully with hurricanes you have a few days to be able to figure out what you're doing. So we do have you keep in mind, if you're in the area, we say you should probably go home. If you're from out of state, you could either choose to kind of put together a little bit on the side and make sure that, okay, am I going to stay with someone that, one of my friends that I've met in Miami, or am I going to go back home? Make sure you have your plan in place. And we do ask you to let us know if you do choose to shelter with us. It's sheltering. We hang out in the middle of a hallway, and now we have a plan in place if we had to do it, to socially distance as well, to space out, but it is not like fun times and like, oh, glamorous. It's truly, we are sheltering just for safety, but you will be protected during that time.
And let me just expand on that a little, because Christy mentioned how her building has impact windows, it's made strong. So we, as they design our residence halls, not just our residence halls, but all buildings on campus, they're very much aware of the threat hurricanes have to South Miami. So all buildings at FIU are made strong. And one of the buildings, Primera Casa, is actually the evacuation center for people who live in the Keys. On top of that, the rec center is turned into a Red Cross center during hurricanes for people that may need evacuation. And we do shelter students in halls on MMC. Students who live in the area who have a place to go are asked to go shelter with family or friends. But if students have nowhere to go, they're able to stay with us. We just let students know it's not going to be a party. They're not hanging out in the rooms. They're sleeping in the hallways of the buildings, head to toe, because it's safer there than in the bedroom to have windows. Just something to keep in mind. Thank you, everyone, for coming to our session. Thank you to everyone on the panel, all of our students, for giving some time on their Saturday to talk to everyone about their experiences here on campus. We appreciate our FIU students.
And we look forward to having you guys come and be Panthers with us.